What's up, family? Welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. Joining us today, of course, we have, thank y'all, Miss Danielle back at the table. Girl, we can't wait to dive into today's show with you.
Let's do it.
So coming up on today's show, R. Kelly has been hospitalized after overdosing in prison. Plus, Sofía Vergara says she will not date a man that makes less than her. But wait until you find out just how much she makes, okay? And then later in Girlfriend's Guide, we're breaking down the real reason why men cheat. And trust me, it's not what you think it is. So pull up a seat, join the discussion. You're watching POV. All right, y'all. So R. Kelly's team says he was nearly killed behind bars. After reportedly overdosing in solitary, he was rushed to the hospital with blood clots, But the prison staff allegedly sent him back too soon and ignored the doctor's orders. Now his lawyers are calling it a murder plot, claiming that both the inmates and staff are out to get him. What do y'all think about this? Y'all think they was trying to kill R. Kelly?
At this point, everybody out to get everybody who in jail that's famous at this point.
Right.
That's what it be given.
Dang.
I feel like R. Kelly's lawyers is reaching because they just want to get him out. They see that Trump has been pardoning everybody and their daddy.
Except Tory.
Right. And so, I really feel like this is, he's trying to get his little leg in right there. I mean, the story to me is a little bit confusing because he overdosed in solitary and he's not getting medical care. It just doesn't make sense.
Clots.
The math ain't math.
Yeah.
So you think they're purposely maybe holding his medication back from him and that's why his team is claiming that they're trying to kill him?
Well, apparently he got a lot of it.
Right, because how he overdosed if they holding it?
Exactly.
They gave him too much, apparently. I don't know.
You know what? This story don't make no sense.
Correct.
Well, they say the reason why they're after him, and this, I hope I get this right, they're after him because the informants that they hired informants to go to women who weren't willing to testify against him, and they got him to testify. So the way that they got those women to testify by enraging them, so they'll be like, oh, well, I'm going to have to say something, right? So what it was, they feel like that the information that was acquired, it was acquired illegally, and his team knows that, and that's why they're after him to get rid of him.
Now
That's
that's
what they
a mess
say.
there.
That's a stretch.
They're pulling it all together. They're trying. They're working.
Why now? How long he been in prison? Years?
Yeah.
So why now? Like, you can just compare and contrast.
I guess because Trump is pardoning everybody, so he just trying to, like Tally said, get his foot through the door.
He's like, I want out too.
No, get him out of there.
I think also because, R. Kelly has been a household name for so long, but realistically, if we just telling the truth, people don't forgot about him a little bit lately.
Didn't he drop that little song with his little voicemail?
Stop.
No.
He did a little remix.
But that's just like saying, so if we let R. Kelly out, are we going to let Bill Cosby out?
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Now let's talk about it.
Now, if somebody try and kill him at his age, Lord.
That's just ridiculous.
Listen,
What's the difference?
if we can get anybody out now,
And he like 80.
Yes, he's a very
I'm just saying
That ain't nothing but enough.
But that's gonna confirm my theory that everybody getting attacked now, all the famous people.
So why ain't nobody attacked Bill Cosby? And he done did the same things R. Kelly done did.
listen,
Allegedly.
Bill Cosby.
They wasn't that young. They
Those
wasn't
are
underage,
grown
were they?
Bill
They
Cosby.
wasn't underage.
Bill Cosby is put up somewhere. They can't get the Bill
Come on now,
Cosby.
we not about to do that.
Are we saying he did something to Rudy? Are
I
you
got to
saying
move
this?
on. Is it possible?
Lord, oh Jesus, you're
Is
going
it
too
possible
far.
Move on.
intentionally over-medicated R. Kelly, or is this just a case of negligence?
I
Child.
don't think it's a.
I don't understand.
Case of
I don't feel
anything.
like we should blame the staff because at the end of the day, R. Kelly knows I'm pretty sure he's been on the same medication for however long. So I don't think it's a matter of the staff. If R. Kelly wanted to take himself out and then blame the staff.
I don't think R. Kelly was trying to die at all. I
think
just feel
so.
like they're just trying to, get
Anything
some
to get him
premise to
out.
get him out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because you see, he
not
was
the
trying
route.
to come out for the 2 weeks for the surgery that he needed, honey. And listen,
For the blood clots?
I don't know what R.
There's
Kelly
blood
was
clots
going
in
on.
his legs. That's
this
what they're
point,
alleging.
Hey,
everything.
somebody better put a few dollars on his commissary for some compression socks and call it a day.
Oh my goodness.
with allegations of a murder plot and medical mistreatment. Should R. Kelly be granted home detention for his own safety?
Home. Exactly.
Don't accept the messages now.
Listen, I don't think that was a good question because too much was going on in his
home, period.
Exactly. Maybe hospital detention or something, but home detention,
Home
baby.
detention is insane.
Exactly.
much.
We don't know what he's gonna do with that urinal.
I
Yes,
just-
'cause
I
all
just
these
have to
crimes was
ask the
happening in the home.
questions.
Yes.
I have to ask the questions. And we have to move on because R. Kelly, it's just too much. It's too
Yes.
much.
And not enough at the same time.
Okay? So, when it comes to love, Sofía Vergara isn't just looking for tall, dark, handsome, locked, babe, all of the things, okay? She wants her man to come with some money, okay? She said, give her the money. She recently told Today that dating a man who earns less than she does would be an absolute nightmare and would lead to resentment in the relationship. Now, let's not forget, Miss Sophia's net worth is over $185 million.
A moment of silence, honey.
God bless her. Everybody. Yes, ma'am, because she is doing it, okay? Now, we all have our preferences, but with standards like this, we have to wonder, is Sophia blocking her own blessings?
Sophia got all the
She
blessings,
ain't wrong.
honey.
She is the blessing.
And I think she is. And I think she's in the social stratosphere where she
Come
would
on.
be able to meet someone
Come
that
on.
is a billionaire. I mean, Gwen Stefani did.
Yes.
What is Eve did.
Serena.
Okay. And then you have
Beyonce.
Penelope Cruz and different people like that. They have
Okay.
met billionaires. So I don't see where she would be having a problem. And I can say it does create resentment. Because I have been in that situation, and then it's like your man can't put you in a home, but you're putting him in a home. He can't put you in a car, but you're putting him in a car. It doesn't feel good. And then you're investing in his business, and then when he turns around and his business doing well, now we have something different to say now. Oh, no,
Like it's
we won't be
secretly a
doing that.
competition.
Yeah.
I'm
No, we won't
taking
be
it.
doing that.
I'm taking it here. When you think about that, she's already been married twice. So when you have that much money, I think about of course, no one goes into something saying they're going to get a divorce.
Right.
But when you have money like that, you have to think about that.
have to
So
be
when
prepared.
you're dating someone that has significantly less than you,
Yeah.
you think like, baby, she's not trying to pay no alimony and
Yeah.
spousal support and all
So
that.
she's not
like,
really dating for love anymore. She's dating for money.
A lot of people
she's
do that
dating,
now.
I think she's dating for love, but money is included in that as well. Now
At
she
her
was
status, do you think that love plays more or money plays more?
I think they both play a high part, a great part in that
Two
situation.
things can be true.
Right.
Two things can be true. I
Yes.
agree.
I mean, the man she was married to before, they say he's worth $60 million. Of course, she's $180 million. It's interesting that there would be that like a gap in that, at that area when they're
Right.
in millionaires, that there would be that kind of gap and there would be
Right.
this type of issue.
Right.
But I think she's a beautiful woman. She's funny, she's smart, and there's plenty of billionaires out there that I don't think she should have a problem. I don't think she's blocking her blessings.
Literally. And then to think about it, like, Sophia has played so many prominent, roles.
Yeah.
And she's been a million queen pins, baby. She can't have no broke man.
No, she cannot. No.
Come on now.
I
She
agree.
got too much inside information.
At the end of the day,
Absolutely.
The day gonna end. The day is gonna end.
That's
I don't
right.
know. I love Sophia. I don't think she should lower her standards. If
No.
that's her standard, I don't think any woman should lower their
No.
standards. Actually, make them higher.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
make them work for it. I think Sophia is within her right to want somebody who is on her level or above her level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely attainable. So many times we just continue to lower the bar. And
And for what?
exactly.
Right.
For what?
For what?
Exactly.
Disappointment.
For love, to
For
try
what?
to have
For
this
what?
love.
Disappointment.
For what?
Love?
It's love.
Is it love?
Oh.
It's love. You let me know.
No, I can't say anything. Y'all got me out there. I don't
I
know.
can't be sure if it's love. I don't
my
know
gosh.
if it's love or they need a home. But being financially equal will make or break a relationship.
Well, they do say that most marriages, I can't remember the percentage, but most marriages end because of financial reasons. So clearly, being financially equal or in the same ballpark,
stable.
exactly.
Yeah.
It has a big bearing on the success of the relationship.
No, I have seen it work, though. I have seen it work. There was a couple at my church in L.A., and she worked at Warner Brothers, and she was an executive there, and her husband stayed home and took care of the kids, and that worked. And I was like, wow, I don't know how it worked, but they worked it out, and they're still married, and it's good for them.
Yeah, I think it depends on the dynamic of the person as well, because it depends on where they come from, what they see, and what their values are. You know, some women may have come from a household where their mom stayed home and didn't work, and now they have all this expertise and opportunity, and they're like, you know what? I didn't find value in that when I saw my mom do it, and so I don't mind going out as long as I know my husband loves and protects me. He can be the priest and protector, and I'll be the provider.
Right.
Would y'all date somebody that makes less money than y'all?
I could do that, but he's gonna have to still buy everything.
The silence for a second really took me out.
No,
where was the confusion?
I haven't done it often, but I did it before, and it panned out for me. Now he makes more money than me, even though God is moving. You know, hey. But, you know,
So it worked out for you.
It worked out.
I love that for you.
Yeah, you gotta take a chance sometimes.
Danielle, answer the question, ma'am.
You know, I just pray God has what He has for me. You know,
Amen.
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 Yeah, yes,
I think it can work, but again, like for me,
you had the choice,
for me, you have to be able to do
shoulda.
things. No, you have to be able to do things for me. I
Provide
won't be able to. I won't be able to do that.
Okay.
You know, and I know me. And I know my experience, and I need a man who's going to be able to, even if I'm making more money than him, he still has to be able to provide. Period.
See, my thing, exactly. I'm there with you when you're right. I feel like for me, it's like I could date somebody who made less money than me if I did not know. Like if you covered it so well that I didn't ever know how much money you made, we would be fine. But we have to take a short commercial break, so don't go anywhere. When we get back, we have Girlfriend's Guide and Mind, Body, and Soul.
Hey y'all, shout out to our viewers that are sticking with us during the commercial break at home. We have a question for y'all as well as for us at the table. The question is, what is the cheapest thing that someone could buy you right now that will make you happy? I'm gonna go first.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so right now I have a few sober living homes. So the cheapest thing that someone could buy me right now is some twin mattresses, baby. I'm gonna link them on my Instagram.
That is not cheap.
Send them to the house.
Honey, I thought you was gonna go for them crab legs.
That's what
She said not tonight.
Change
That's for me in my house.
Okay.
Little crab, little seafood, tacos if you really want to be cheap, or some wings. Does that make me big bad because all I said was food?
No. I'm with you when you're right. I love food. And you can buy me food anytime, any day.
For
and it's gonna make me happy, I promise.
Yes, food, and I like gum. But it has to be the right one. It has to be double
bubble
bubble.
gum,
And it has to be the gumball one,
Please
right?
get
And some
bubble
plants. Plants and gum. That makes me very happy. I get very excited.
We see that. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit confused because y'all just in the regular segment was talking about how the man gotta come with all the money. Y'all want crab leg pizza and bubble gum.
That's right.
Hey, listen, but y'all let us know what things can be true.
That's right.
Clearly. Listen. Y'all let us know what's the cheapest thing that someone can buy for you. Drop it down in our comments. Engage. We want to hear from you. We'll be right back to the show in a few moments.
Welcome back to the show. This is the part where we dive into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. So let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. All right. So, turns out a lot of men don't cheat because they're unhappy with their partner. In fact, they cheat because they're unhappy with themselves. New research shows that it's less about the relationship and more about a man's own insecurities. My, how the tables have turned. Whether it's low self-worth, the need to feel wanted, powerful, or validated. So even if he has a good woman at home, it still may not be enough to fill what's missing inside.
No,
How do y'all feel about
I think
this?
that's true. I think it's true.
agree.
And I write about that in my book, Falling Up, The Unstoppable Journey of a Tear. You can get it on Amazon. And I talk about that because I dealt with that. And I have said that, you don't share your body and just be throwing it around everywhere or creating chaos or hurting people because you feel good about yourself. It comes from within, and feeling good about yourself to me means you value what you have.
Okay.
You value parts of your body. You value who you're sharing that with. You value those things. And when you're just willing to just have affairs, you're willing to cheat, you're creating chaos. But some people need that chaos to feel important. They need to keep secrets, maybe, to feel like, oh, yeah, I'm keeping some secret from someone. And it's just a terrible way to be.
In chaos.
They do. They do thrive.
Me.
They like it.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm not friend.
Listen, I think maybe I've been getting confused all episode here.
Okay. Where you lost that,
I'm a
friend?
little bit confused because, the statement was that men cheat even if they have a good woman at home.
Right.
Yes.
But they're saying that the man is cheating because he doesn't feel fulfilled, validated, or wanted. So is the woman good if your man doesn't feel validated, wanted?
Is she creating that safe space
Some of
for
that
him
comes
too?
from within.
Okay.
Does he feel good about himself? Someone just can't, you can try so hard to build someone up, to, pour into them. But if they don't feel good about themselves, you can pour all you want. You can do all that building up. But if they don't feel good about themselves, it's not going to work.
And a lot of men aren't good communicators either. So you're saying that, and I completely agree. But also, sometimes if they're not communicating that, how would you know? You could think that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do as a good woman and in your house, and they could be feeling a whole different way, but never communicate it.
Yeah, I think that goes back to, the necessary conversations that need to be had, because what I realize now, being in a long-term relationship, that so many times we overexhaust ourselves as mothers, as partners, as parents, as friends, sisters, all of these things, being what we think someone needs, and then they still have this immense void because it's not actually what they want from us, And so sometimes, like, even in my relationship, we're having conversations, and I'm like, I'm doing this, 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 and this, and none of those things matter to him. You know what I'm saying? So he still feels like I'm not doing what he wants me to do, which at the end of the day, to each his own. Make yourself happy, but when you're in a relationship with these partners, Jesus. If you're watching, baby, I love you, damn.
But it's important to build a man up. It's important to make him feel confident, make you feel like you love him, well, that you do love him. It's important to do those things. I think sometimes we have the habits of when we're disappointed or something, saying things, against that person. But it is important to build him up. But once again, you can do it all you want. But if he is not feeling good about himself inside, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's hard too, because I remember, like, I've been cheated on before, and I remember, like, when I was cheated on, those tend to be times in relationships where I thought we were, like, at our best. Like, I just felt like, oh my God, we're doing so good. We communicating, all those things. So I do think that, a lot of men, people in general, like, they also, like, suffer with greed. It's just never getting enough. And then men also cheat sometimes just from having the opportunity. So it's just like, these days it's so important, especially, not being married, like, to protect ourselves. We see all these viral moments on social media now where this guy was saying he went on a date with a girl. 24 hours later, they had a good time. And I mean, he woke up the next day, he's crying. We don't know if it really happened from her, if it was something dormant in his body, but he's covered in these pustules and bumps. And I'm telling you, baby, now ain't the time to play around.
Wow.
That's
That escalated
from a good
quickly.
time.
Well, like I said, I talk about this in my book, Falling Up. Where's the camera? Falling Up, The Unstoppable Journey of a Tear, on Amazon. Get it today.
On
thing you gonna do is club that
give my
book.
girl a book. Stop playing with her. Okay.
right.
So I would like to know what do y'all think men's number one reason is? I know we have the topic, but what do y'all think men's number one reason is? And
Greed.
please don't tell me it's of an insecurity of their own. What do y'all think it is?
Greed.
You think it's greed? They gotta have more than one. Okay.
I think I'm gonna say unhappiness, but it doesn't have to be like with themselves. I feel like since men don't communicate, a lot of them don't. They'll be unhappy and not satisfied in multiple spaces of the relationship and not communicate it, and go find those things that they feel like they're missing from someone else.
I think not even with just men. I think people cheat sometimes because of a lack of what they think that they want. Like Like, say, like, they're into it with their partner or whoever they're dating, and they just want a clean slate. Like, I just want to start over with somebody who doesn't know anything about me, doesn't really know literally anything, and they just want that fresh start. Like, so I feel like men mostly.
So you got one
People
problem,
cheat.
so you go get two.
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4.
I didn't say they were smart.
Well, okay, no, you did not say that.
I said that they cheat because they want to start over with a clean slate with somebody who doesn't know them. It's easier to start over with someone who doesn't know anything about you.
And then
you
ruin
can
it with them.
pretend to be a good person when you're
It
really
is.
a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
There it
that's
is.
so accurate. I've seen situations like that where, you know, it could be like a guy in a household and he's doing all of this, providing for the household, and he's so stressed out and he knows that he can't maybe talk to his partner about it because maybe financially she doesn't add anything, or maybe he's not requiring anything from her financially.
Yes.
And so he'll go and cheat with someone else that he doesn't have to give any money to, and we don't have to talk about who's going to do this or who's going to
It's
do
no
that.
emotional
It's 15 minutes of
attachments
fun.
or anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you're waking up with bumps.
Excuses. Grow up and be a man and do what you're supposed to do and be committed, or get out and do what you want to do. Don't be with somebody and don't be committed. That's
Be
not-
better.
That's right. Grow
Be
up.
better.
Yes.
Be better, be full of bumps. Anyway, we got to move on and switch things up. Let's move on to our final segment, and this one is in honor of Men's Mental Health Month, as we just tore y'all apart. But this time we're going to close the show with something good, okay? Let's get into mind, body, and
Soul! I made it short that time.
Okay, so nearly 80% of suicide deaths are men. And for men under 45, wow, it's the second leading cause. Only 1 in 4 men seek therapy or professional support. So because they don't need it, but because they've been told all their lives to man up, to stay strong, or to basically suffer in silence. Knowing these statistics, how can we continue to support and uplift the men in our lives?
Honey, if you
that's
see
sad.
one that's financially unstable, emotionally, my bad. Emotionally
That is that a
unstable,
slip?
financially too.
Was
baby,
it?
lift him up in prayer and go the other way.
There you go. Pray for him. That's a good word.
Sally said, bless them and keep going.
That goes back to the ones that do communicate and are able to express how they
Recognize.
feel and recognize something
Yes.
is up. We need to listen.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, it could be a cry for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and the ones that actually are, like, putting themselves out there and being vulnerable, like, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, men aren't as stupid as they look or seem to be. Not all the time, right? Because I feel like sometimes men use that, like, their narcissistic ways to, like, play on women's heartstrings. Like, they'll pretend to be like, oh, so sad, you know, like, and really, like, be distraught or make you feel like they're distraught.
yes.
When really it's a mind game. It's a mind game to keep pulling you back in, because I know that you care about me, and I know that you're going to be there
Right.
if I'm telling you, like, look, I don't know what's going on, like, I got to figure it out. You're going to be there because you want to help me figure it out because you care about me. So how do you really know when a person is really in need of mental health help, or they just pulling on your heartstrings?
Listen, at the
good
end of the day, lift him up in prayer.
Tally.
If you have a few extra coin, book him one of them telehealth visits and let him talk to somebody. I'm telling you, because I seen yesterday,
you ain't wrong.
we just seen 2 days ago, Zaria Carr, who her husband murdered her. They were, battling on Facebook Live.
Oh, yes, I saw
murdered
this
her
story.
and killed himself. So, and I say all the time, I remember back in the day when all these gun laws and things were going up and these parents were killing their children. I told my mama, if you stress and you feel like you got to take yourself out, don't worry about me. Listen, hey, and I wanted to live long, but I'm just saying, they don't take me
I
out.
so thought that was
have
going
no idea.
It was
that
going somewhere, but I'm
direction.
saying this is what
Tally
mental
has put in her
instability
cup
does if you're
tonight.
going to kill somebody. Don't take me out.
I thought you were going in a whole nother direction.
I did. I felt it in my heart that she was going somewhere positive, and that just scared me.
I was
On the next
talking.
episode of PLV, I would like my seat to be back to my normal seat. Because I don't know what Sister Tally has going on tonight. We're going to lift you up in prayer.
Pray for her.
Let the church say.
Lift social media up in prayer because these men that are mentally unstable, I'm just telling you, I wanted to speak about the lady that just lost her life now. The unstable husband killed her 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Men are under a lot of pressure, and I have to admit, there's a lot of pressure.
We all under pressure,
One,
baby.
to be a man, to provide, to protect. It's a lot for a man to be head of house, to do all that stuff. But that's why you need to communicate. You need to talk to someone and be real. Stop playing games. Don't be a gamer. Just be for real about your feelings and speak with someone so you can truly get help.
Not on social media either.
Love is out
Get
here.
the help, y'all.
Love.
But that is a wrap for today's show. We will leave you with a quote of the day, which is, don't measure a man's success by how high he climbs, but how high he bounces when he hits the bottom. And that is George S. Patton. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. You can catch us weekdays right here, only on AfroTV. Bye.